Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel all about cross stitch. Every once in a while, we talk about something else crafty, but today we're talking all cross stitch. If you are new, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play and giving my channel a try. I hope you like what you see. Hit like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for all the well wishes after I posted that little update post on Friday, and thank you for just joining me for some stitchy time and stitchy talk and all that fun stuff. So happy to share my love of stitching with all of you. Well, it is Sunday on Memorial Day weekend here in the US, and Mo realized that there was some drop-in pickleball action going on, so he decided he wanted to go do that. Connor's working. Megan's heading back to Pennsylvania for her internship. So I have the house to myself. I am feeling better. So I said, why not film a video? If I waited 2 weeks, it would probably be a 2-hour video, given how much I have a tendency to show you all and have a tendency to ramble. So my 1-week videos are long enough. Imagine if I did 2 weeks. So I figured, hey, I'll jump on here and chat with all of you for a little bit. It's a beautiful, sunny, warm day, but it is about noon and I burn. And so I generally, unless we have specific plans, try not to be out in the full sun at this time of the day. So it's perfect. Why not come see you? So let's talk stitching. I have 7 pieces I have to show you. And let's see, no finishes, although one I want your opinions of because it may or may not be good where it is. You know what I'm saying? I might, if I finish everything else on the pattern, I'm not sure it's gonna add anything to it. And then I do have a bunch of new starts. Not a bunch, but out of my out of my 7, 3 are new starts. So almost half. Anyway, all right. So let's start first with my last mini full coverage piece. I picked 4 for the month of May, and every Friday I chose to start stitching one. And so this was the very last one. Let me show you, let me grab the iPad. Whoops, let's start it this way. And what drew me to this one was the colors. I thought it was so much fun, and it's cute and beautiful, and it is more whimsical like the first 2 I had chosen. And I'm gonna make sure I get the artist right, and let's make sure I get the title right. Yes. Okay, so this is the mini Watching the World Go By. The artist is Lucy Pittaway, right? Yes. Love those colors. All the beautiful greens, the blues, and then the trees, all those vibrant kind of fall colors. So I figured, why not give this one a try? And I think it translates beautifully to a mini. So the mini size itself is 225 by 225. So, you know, pretty good. And as always, done on an 18 count white aida, 2 strands over 1 full cross. And that's what I have. I actually was quite pleased with my progress. Now, these clouds look beautiful now, but they were giving me fits. There are 2 colors in them that the symbol is almost exactly the same. I mean, you can see the difference in it, but if you're kind of not paying attention and only looking at part of the symbol, you could make a mistake. And I think there is a mistake or 2 somewhere in here, but it's clouds, right? So I figured nobody would care. I think as I get down here, I have a bigger block of sky, but the clouds, in order to get the beautiful kind of colors, there is a decent amount of change in flosses. But as usual, I always seem to start them in the top left corner. Most of my patterns in general, I'm a top left corner starter, unless the center top, it makes more sense. Back, when I had first learned, I was a center starter, but I have found when I came back to it, I enjoyed the top start instead. So that's what I usually do with my patterns. So there it is. I get the skies and the clouds and all the background out of the way first with the heaven and earth. So this is a lot of fun. I am enjoying it, although this did give me some stray words, we'll say, with a couple of different mistakes. So I'll probably put this one aside and work on a couple of the other ones this week that I had started over the month, and then we got to start bringing in the fuller pieces as well. So I'll figure out. I don't know a rotation yet for my full coverage. I would like to always have at least one where maybe I'm putting a couple strands a day for a week or something or other, so that they can slowly see some progress. So that's the last of my mini full coverage starts. And I think I have quite a few on the go now. Okay, next. This one was another new start. I have done 2 out of the 3 of these, and I decided, you know what? We're just gonna jump right in, get the last one done. It's a Christmas pattern, so it was following my Merry Mini Squared May theme. And wasn't one that I had planned on started if you had asked me May 1st, but I like these. I enjoy stitching them. And although again, this week I had ups and downs. I'll talk about it in a minute. So the last one that I haven't stitched is this one. Let me put it down for a minute. I can tell you what year that is. 1991. So that's the 1991 Santa. I have done these 2 already. Now, with the Prairie Schooler Santas, I have changed the faces. And in these 2, I went a little darker. So let me show you one of those up close. I did end up having to change. So that's one of the 3. And this one actually, I want to reference in a minute. So that was the other one of the 3. So when I went to do this one, I knew I wanted to change the face color because they're very almost mauve for Prairie Schooler called for. And I wanted it a little bit different. So if you look up here, the trim and everything around his coat is definitely a deeper cream. And that was not going to work then. The color I usually use for the faces really wasn't going to work. So I said, well, what if I don't do, like with this guy, if you look at him, you've got part of his, you know, all that, and then all of that, just all the white. And then I did the face the color I wanted. But in this pattern, the trim is a distinct part of the pattern. So in the end, I didn't think I could change the trim to more of a white. Then it would just be a little bit too much and everything would blend in. So I kept the trim the way it was. And let me see if I can look at the threads real quick. 945. I did change the face. I didn't, because it took me a while to figure this out, and I contemplated pulling it out and trying another color and everything else. So I didn't get a ton done, but that's what I have. And for his face, I did go with 945. I thought against, you could see it against the trim, and it would also distinguish against his beard. This is an 18 count jade from Picture This Plus. I just like doing the Prairie Schooler Santas on it, so I figured I would just keep going with that. So that's where he is. Now that I've decided that dilemma, I think this will go a little bit faster. The border itself is very easy. It's just a zigzag, although his jacket, if you notice, is a little bit more intensive because there is a design. So I think that's where the extra time will come with that one. But I have the last of the 3 finished and looking forward to having these 3 all done. Will I do all of the Prairie Schoolers? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not wedded to the idea that I have to do them all. I think I'll pick and choose. I liked all 3 of these. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I've done a few others as well. I think it'll just be more my taste. Do I really want to do that one? And so on and so forth. I don't think you'll see me having to do all of them. But there he is. So small finish. Well, this finish and the next finish were small finishes, but not finishes, starts. But that's okay. You got to start somewhere, right? Even if it's small. So that's my Prairie Schooler 1991 Santa. Okay. Because it is, I was going to say winter time. all of these Christmas things have got me thinking winter because it is the Christmas theme. I definitely wanted to pull out my Kringles. I'm not sure you're going to see 100% huge. I did stitch on it and I got work done, but I'm kind of at the parts where seeing progress is not necessarily noticeable. Let's put it that way. I am only making this a 2-story building, so it's going to look different here. And I finally finished it. I had started originally when I was making it a 3-story building, I had started this room. And then when I switched over, I decided I wasn't going to do that window display. So I had to take it all out, what I had done. I had done a good portion of it, maybe half of it. And it was really slow going. So I did spend some of my time. Let me show you where I am. There it is. I did spend some of my time pulling that out. So that would have been stitching time and I would have gotten more progress. If you look close, you can definitely see that I had something there and pulled it out. But I think once I fill in the room, it should be okay. So what did I do? As always, I always try to do a strand or two over in the Kringles sign just to keep going with that. And then I work down here. I did this little guy underneath the light. He's standing on a little bit of snow, brought down the frame of the building a little bit. So again, I'm working on the frame. I really wanted to do him so that I could count down here. And that's just another check. I'll obviously count all of these as I go, but I always want to kind of double check when I'm doing such a big count. So I figured if I brought that guy down, he's a good reference marker because he's, you know, however, if you see where he is on the bottom, there's a little bit below him, but then that tells me where I am. So 18 count, as usual. No surprises this week. They are all 18 counts. 18 count Artemis from Bestitchme. Beautiful, beautiful gray. And that's where we are. Will I continue this each month? I don't know, but I would like to see it maybe even once a month just to keep it going, because I'd hate to have it sit now until next May when I say, oh, I haven't worked on Kringles. Let's bring it out for May again, because it was a start in May 2 years ago. So at some point I want to get this finished. So maybe I'll do, I'm not organized enough to say, oh, I'll do it on the 25th of the month, because I have no idea on that day what I'll feel like stitching. So maybe what I'll do is just say, at some point in the course of the month, I would like to see it. And so then you'll see it every time, at least once a month. All right. I did work on a second full coverage because watching the world go by was very confetti heavy. I wanted to pull something out that just was a little bit of straight stitching. And because I'm still in the corner, I'm still in the big block of color. It's Mini Sunflower Cottage from Dona Gelsinger. And so I'm way up there. So you yourself won't see a lot of difference, but it was nice. I could just do big chunks of blue. And I think I did a little bit of the heart here, and I filled in a little bit from this heart up here. Again, 18 count white aida, 2 strands over 1 full cross. So this one, until I start getting all the beautiful other colors and part of the design, this one is really good for if I need a break and I just want a huge block of color. Plus, sometimes you don't want to be doing thousands and thousands of stitching of the same color. So throw in a couple strands when you're kind of bogged down in the confetti, and that way you get a little bit of brain release from not worrying about confetti, plus you're digging away at the actual big chunks of color. So that's my progress on that one. So you saw this week my last start of those Watching the World Go By and Sunflower Cottage. So next week I may pull out Mini Peridot. Next week, as in this week, I've already started this week, right? And Paris Morning, and kind of finish up through this week. I know June starts before next Friday when I would film again, but I'll kind of close out May that way, so on and so forth. And then it's all whatever I feel like whenever I want. Okay, next. This one right here is where I need your opinions. It is from Summer House Stitchworks. It's number 1 of this year's Fragments in Time, my little berry bowl. So let me show you and then we'll kind of talk. I'll show you where I am. There it is. 18 count Honeydew Melon from To Die For Fabrics. Now, what I haven't done yet. You'll see on the border, I don't know how well you'll be able to see if I bring it in close. The border is done in a brown and then it's filled in with a green and kind of that mustardy sort of yellowish. Because I did it on this fabric, I actually really like it like that. It's almost like an open lattice work. I think it looks really pretty and it brings out the Honeydew Melon. So first off, I'm debating on keeping it exactly like that and not filling in the border. I'm worried that it'll just look a little clunky and then the colors just won't shine so much. And I just love the beautiful look of this. The other thing, and I'm not opposed to doing it because I did try them. I did them the wrong way, but I think I figured out my problem. If you look here, there's 2 like round sections where she has you calling for doing Algerian eye stitches. I don't know if that's the same as Algerian eye. Is it eyelet I normally hear people say? I'm not sure. So I looked it up. I can do it. Now, like I said, I started it and I was doing it the wrong way. I needed to do it opposite in my head and I know what I did wrong. But I'm looking at that space there and I don't know if that was gonna look really, really crowded. The other thing is, what you have in the chart and what you have in the picture is 2 different things. I'm definitely not doing these. Down here, she has single little Algerian eye stitch symbols, but there's nothing actually in the picture. And I definitely don't think I want to put them down there. I feel like that would really be busy. So what do you think? I kind of like it like this. Again, I figured out how to do those specialty, but I'm not sure it's going to add anything to it, to be honest with you. So what are your thoughts? I think it's kind of cute the way it is. It might be a cute little finish. So that is a totally different look, but that's okay. I'm loving the vibe on this and I'm loving kind of the freshness of it. And it's more summery to me than this one. And I like that vibe. So let me know what you think. That is Fragments in Time number 1, 2022. Last start. Now, again, they're mini starts because it's all a part of a bigger plan. Tiny Modernist Halloween calendar. I had finished the owl last week, which was day 13, right there. And so next was day 14, Scarecrow. And I can't believe I don't have a start and a finish. I really can't. I have a start and an almost finish. I just ran out of time. There he is. This is a 18 count. I believe, I'm 99% sure it is Midnight Tryst by Fabrics by Stephanie. If for some reason it's wrong, I'll change it in the description box will be the correct. Because down below I have everything listed. If I change flosses, if I change fabrics or whatever I use with fabrics and so on and so forth. Now, you know, this one here, I was a little concerned when I was stitching it because the pinks and the greens, this is a deep blue. And I wasn't 100% sure how the colors showed up. But what I've done is, because I've chosen 4 colors, I'm doing them in a pattern on the off chance it gets finished a certain way that thinking about where I have space in the house, I'm not sure it would work anyway. I was going to do some sort of banner-ish thing. And the changing in the colors would look really cool because there'd be a pattern. So it was time for this Midnight Tryst. But as I do all the pieces, I think it's gonna be fine. It's showing up quite nicely. So all I really have to do is I have to finish down here, the little grass area, and then just from each arm, and then the pole he'd be standing on. So this will definitely be a finish. And then next is number 15. That, because you're stitching it on a full piece, is actually all stitched. I'm stitching it on black, and I'm not going to full stitch it. All that background, I'll just do it on a black piece of fabric. So that will make it a lot easier. So yeah, you know, I love listening. Several of you have talked about how some of you have done it, and for example, have it on one single piece and then you rotate it out. Another person had talked about how they're, and I've heard people do a few finishes that are rotating like that on almost like a Rolodex, and then you can just flip each one as you get to the day. That's also a great idea, how to do it. I'm also debating on whether or not just to make them in little ornaments and decorate a tree. Like I said, I had thought about making it as a banner. So many different options, and super cute as a full piece too if you wanted to keep it full. So a lot of fun with that one. I'm really, really enjoying it. And very soon, Janet is going to be stitching those, and she picked one fabric. It's a beautiful color. I think it's Dirty Chalkboard, and I think they're gonna pop all of them on there. So stay tuned, and she's a fast stitcher. She'll probably get them done before me. So that's a lot of fun to see too. And if you've done them, let me know how you did it. Did you do it as a full piece? How'd you finish them if you did them singly? I'd love to see if there's pictures. I'd love to see that too, because I really like to have us all just get inspiration from each other. All right, I have one more piece to show you, and it has to go back on the iPad. Where am I? All right, I pulled her out. I pulled out Serena Sprout from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And thank you so much for, one of you had posted in the comments, had said, I looked for the hashtag on Instagram and I couldn't find it. That's because I was really bad at social media posting, and I hadn't done it. So that got me doing it. So I did post, I took a picture and I posted it on Instagram, on my Instagram, which is in the description box below. And I did hashtag Serena Sprout SAL. So Sabrina Sprout Sal. So if you would like to jump onto the Sal or stitch along, please do so if you just want to follow it and watch. There's a couple other people that have hashtagged, so I get to see some others, which is beautiful. I'm enjoying that. All right, you ready? She's taking shape. This is 18 count. Let me come closer for a minute. This is Honeydew Melon again. I had done the Honeydew. I started this pattern on here, and then when I went to start Fragments, I really loved the color so much. That's what made me start it on that. 18 count, did I say that? I'm sure. Not that it's a surprise, right? So yeah, so I definitely, I got chunks done. So we now have her start of her body. I jumped around. I didn't have a plan. I did all of this. I think I brought this over some more. And then I actually brought this to my needlework group, the weekly stitching group. And I did go on Thursday this past week. And I worked on a lot of this because it was just blocks of color. So I could talk and stitch at the same time without worrying about making too many mistakes. So she's taking shape. There's still lots of little pieces, and there is a decent amount of backstitch in this. Not a huge, not like one of the Stony Creeks or one of those, but a decent amount. I think I'm gonna wait till the end to do it. I debated on doing it as I went along, which Lady Halloween I did in many cases do some of the backstitch as I went along, but I think this time I'm gonna wait. There's not so much of it that it would be something that would deter me. If I get to that point, I'll want to do the backstitching to get it finished. And that'll just add that last little element, like, you know, a bunch of the butterflies have backstitch and kind of flower, you know, those strands coming out from the plants and so on and so forth. So there we go. There she is. And if you're joining, I cannot wait to hear about what you think about it. what color you chose, all that good stuff. I'm super excited to chat Serena Sprout with you. So that is my stitching for the week. I am, like I said, I want to pull out the other mini full coverages that I had started this month, give them a little bit more love before they go into just a full coverage sort of rotation, and do a little bit more Christmas. Which of the pieces, it just depends on any given day what I feel like pulling out, and you know, we'll see how that goes, and then start transitioning into just some of my other projects that just need some attention. And I don't have any plans for June. I don't have any plans for any of the summer months. Last year I did definitely bright, bold colors. I could definitely see doing that again this summer. I have a lot of different beach themed patterns, that a couple that are started, and then a whole bunch that I would like to stitch. So there might be a bunch of beach starts maybe. I think that might be something that I would really enjoy. And you know, now that we're down here full time, I'm all in the whole beachy theme mood. If we go out shopping, it's all beach stuff everywhere, right? So I think you might see a bunch of that. As we hit into August, into September, there might be more of a focus. I'm not necessarily a holiday themed stitcher, or even season so much. Like with the big bold colors, Autumn Town will probably come out sometime this month, even though it's more of an autumn piece. And then still do it with some summer stuff and some beach stuff or whatever. So I think just color, lots of color, maybe part of my theme, and then or beach, which may or may not have lots of color. Some of them do, some of them aren't. They're more of a, not black and white, but a little bit more, less of that bright, vibrant color. So we'll see. Just another reason to come hang out with me this summer, hopefully. All right, so those are the very loose summer plans. I don't make too many of those. Okay, Happy Mail. I received a couple pieces of Happy Mail, and I did want to say some lovely, lovely thank yous. This first one, I got this beautiful card from Kathy. Kathy is our crafty cat stitcher. Kathy was the one, she designed those two thread keeps. One I just mailed this past week as a giveaway, and then the other one was a few months ago that I had done as a giveaway because I had bought a couple from her Etsy shop. So Kathy sent me a lovely, lovely card with condolences for the loss of Shamrock. I loved your story about, oh, now wait a minute. Is it Moxie? Yeah, I loved your story about Moxie. That was really lovely. And you made me cry some happy tears when I saw this. But if you'll notice, she made me a thread keep. And there's, you know, there's the design is shamrocks. And beautiful green with the heart. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to think of him whenever I use that. Oh, and I'm going to start crying happy tears again. Thank you, Kathy. Sometimes I'm fine. Most of the time I'm fine, but then something kind of hits me, and then all of a sudden I start crying again. So beautiful, beautiful, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. And yeah. Okay, I can't say anymore. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry if you were wearing headphones. That was a big loud crash. And then I had gotten, I love, love, love my UK friends. You guys have such fun sized and shaped cards. I have a cousin that, well, I have multiple cousins over in Ireland, but for those of you who are new, my mom is from Ireland, so I have quite a bit of family in Ireland and some in England. And one of my cousins, though, for Christmas, she always sends the either long skinny cards or little cards. So these are great. You don't see a lot of square cards in the US, partly because it's more expensive to ship them. So I think a lot of people don't do the square cards so much. They do the regular general sizes. But she had sent me a thank you for winning a giveaway card and a sympathy card for the loss of my dear Shamrock. Aren't those beautiful? And I just love it. Such fun shapes. And she had some extra charts. She had accidentally bought some doubles. So she said, I'd love to send them. And so these are beautiful. We have the 4 seasons. We have spring, Cricut collection, summer, autumn, and winter. These are so cool. I love them. I think the autumn and the winter, I do like the called for, although I think I would amp up both of those colors. This would be a deeper or richer blue, and this would be a deeper or richer kind of yellowish of some sort. I think in the summer and the spring, I would possibly change the fabric colors, because I think you could even bring it out more and have a lot of fun. Now the spring one, the S is in a pink, but what if you did a deep pink? That might be really nice. And then the summer, I'd probably do some sort of summer colors. So those are beautiful. Thank you so much. I don't think I've ever done anything from Cross-Eyed Cricut. I have one pattern from them. Do you know I think it's them. It's a Halloween one, and it's a ship, and you have like the ghosts all of, what's it called? I've seen people stitch it. I think that's Cross-Eyed Cricut. I have it. I haven't stitched it yet, but the pattern looks nice inside. Woo, lots of colors. That's okay. It's all DMC, so it'd be nice and easy. So thank you so much, Linda. I adore these. I really appreciate your notes and your thoughts and your cards, and thank you. Thank you so much. I need to find a good rotation of cards so I can see cards from my friends. We'll see. Okay, that's my happy mail. And then I did a little bit of shopping. When I tell you that I like to shop at To Die For Fabrics, I mean it. So now right now she's on vacation. She's on vacation until June 4th. I think in her shop though, she did keep her ready to ship items. So you could order that, but she took out all of her To Die For fabrics, the ones where she'd have to actually dye. Because sometimes she watches. So Kimberly, congratulations on your son graduating. And I hope all of the festivities and everything go wonderful, and everybody has the time of their life. And I think she's putting everything back next weekend. So I, of course, had to look at the ready to ship, because you never know, right? And I picked up this beautiful purple. There's no name to it. It's an 18 count Aida. I picked that up. I also picked up a kind of green that's similar to the ones I've shown you before, so I didn't pull that one out. But look at that beautiful. Let me see if that's spring. Where's the spring? So spring has a lilac in it. But what about on something like this? Look at how beautiful that would be, because that would really bring out the design. Love it. That's a thought. I'm going to keep that in my mind. Depends on what color that N is, how deep a purple it is. You could always change it a little bit. Okay, and for this month, Kimberly was sending just some charts. She had some extra charts that were customer appreciation for the order. So she sent me 2. They look like they are from Shepherd's Bush, and they must have been part of a series. And so there was a series of 12, it looks like. This one was the 8th in this 12-month series. So what would that be? That would be in August, which is totally August themed. Look at that. Is that not me? All the different beachy things. And then this one would have been, this was 5th in the series. This one would be May, and it's called Lamb. Well, we're still in May. This is basically the May, so stay tuned. You may see this very shortly again. So that was kind of nice. Kind of nice to get a few extra things in with my order. And then for Mother's Day, I went to Annabella's, which I will link down below, on Etsy. Elayne is the owner of Annabella's, and she does do a Flosstube. She's way more subscriber than me, so you all probably watching her. I don't know if it's called Annabella's. Probably, because she ties in with things in the shop. And her and is it her daughter, are designing some charts now. Super cute. So when I link the shopping Etsy site, I'll link whatever her Flosstube is as well. She does Friday videos as well as instructional videos on maybe Tuesdays. But anyway, all that to say, I picked up some patterns just to, because, you know, I don't have enough patterns already, right? I am not consciously buying all of these. There's 9, I think, 9 in the series, yeah. And as I go and see some on stores, I've bought 1 or 2 or 3. I don't necessarily think I'm going to buy all 9. And I'm certainly not doing them as a full piece. I would do them separately. But this is from Blackbird Designs from the Garden Club series. And this was number 9, the Gardener. I thought that was kind of pretty. Again, I would most likely change the fabric to make it pop a bit more. Yeah. Maybe even the Honeydew Melon for all we know, because I think those colors would look good on it. But I will definitely change the color for in that. Then this one, I actually prefer, this is Cottage Garden samplings. You know how every year she kind of does her 12 themed ones. The ones from this year are cute. I'm just not 100% sure I see myself stitching them, but I really have enjoyed looking at the ones from last year. Do I think I'll get all 12? Not 100% sure on that. I'm not 100% sure which months I have, which numbers I have, so I have to go back and figure that out. I'm trying to figure out the best way to organize. Right now I've got patterns in these magazine holders. And so I have to figure out exactly how I'm organizing all of that. Whether I do it by theme, whether I do it by company. How do you do it? Do you do like all your Christmas pieces regardless of designer? Do you do by designer? I'd be curious to see how you do it, because I'm still working on the best way for me to organize. But I know I didn't have this one, and I really like this one. It's number 5 in the series. If I can wait till next February, then I will do this one for Carla's Be My Own Valentine sale. If not, it's super cute. Love the colors. It would fit my colorful theme for the summer, but I have a lot of other things too. So maybe it will. Maybe next February you'll see me pull this out. Okay. Next. I have 5 out of the 6 released now that I bought this one. This is the 5th Day of Christmas Sampler and Tree from Hello from Liz Matthews. The only one I think I don't have is number 4. I have to check. I think they were sold out. I probably would have gotten 4 and 5 just to get them all. My plan is to do them as samplers, not as trees. And I think I'm going to do them all in some different shades of green fabrics. Now I only know what 6 of them look like, so it's a bit of a stretch. Although I did not realize this, but there is a stitch along for these, and there is a group on Facebook. So maybe I'll join the group on Facebook and say, hey, this is my thought. What do you think? And see what people think. And maybe Liz Matthews will just give a hint and say, well, green's not going to work. Or I guess I could always think of something else for something that wouldn't work on a green. But anyway, I did pick that up. 2 more. Okay. I've not done a lot of Barbara Anna, but I mean, hello. Oh, I want to put something behind that because the pattern is in full size behind that. But it's all beachy. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love these different girls that she does. This one's called Sailing Dreams. So it's got a tiny lighthouse and boats and fish. It's beautiful. I'm so looking forward to figuring out what fabric I want to do that one on. Normally I would say blue, but there's so much blue, I've got to come up with something else. So that one, and I'm looking forward to. I've not stitched any Barbara Annas ever. So I'm looking at the pattern, it looks beautiful. Looks like it'd be an easy stitch. And last but not least, I picked up, so this is a series from Twin Peak Primitives, I guess, signed series. So they must be doing kind of like your 3-tiered trays, but they're as signs instead. And this one's called Summer. So you know I had to pick that up. And I think what I want to do, this middle part here, I think I want to redo the words to say Delaware. So sea, sand, sun. Down here it would say welcome summer. And then the middle one would say Delaware. I thought that would be a lot of fun. And it's just got all the kind of fun summer designs and pieces and things like that. Again, I think I would change the fabric, although I could do a peachy theme because that's along the peach themes and the blues do look nice against the peach. So that's a thought. I might keep it in a peachy sort of theme. We'll see. So that's it. That was my shopping. Every once in a while I look at the digitals that are in my Etsy wish lists. Sometimes I show you when I get some, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends. Sometimes if something goes on sale, I might like quickly grab that one because when it's on the wish list, it'll show me. So if something is like a quick 50% off or 25% off or whatever it happens to be, and I've been looking, sometimes I just quickly grab the pattern and go. So I don't always show those ones. But eventually you'll see them if I stitch them, right? When, hopefully, right? When, not if. But anyway, that's it. That's all of my shopping. So this might be, well, I was going to say this might be a shorter video, but we still have giveaways to do. And then we'll finish up with life stuff. Oh, I keep moving where I put my bowl. And so I never know which way I'm supposed to look. This week's giveaway was I had 3 small little pieces of linen. And so I figured we would do a trio of linen for a giveaway this week. 2 that are almost similar in color, kind of the mushroomy. I have no idea what count they are. Well, no, that's not true. One of them is a 30 count. I have no idea the other mushroomy like one. And this one's more of a peachy. This one really reminds me of Owl Forest's kit. Because I had given away one of their kit fabrics at some other point, and it's a very pretty kind of yellowy peachy, but I don't know the count. So I asked you just to say the number 3, and a lot of you are interested in the linen, which is so nice to see. I'm not sure. Well, first off, seeing the holes, my eyes wouldn't be happy with me to begin with, and I kind of like my Aida. I'm kind of happy where I am. So I figure I love stitching on that. Why switch it? Why stop doing something I enjoy doing? All right, so let me pull apart the names here. And my winner is, and I will put it against one of these fabrics. Who's my winner? Oh, I flipped it over. Okay, let me see if I say this right now. Hopefully, Tamara. I am very sorry. I think I practiced it both ways. I always practice all the names as I'm writing them, so I kind of have an idea. I'm going to say Tamara Hill, and I apologize if I picked the wrong way. Congratulations. Please get back to me with your address, and I would love to send these 3 pieces of linen to you. So I'm going to keep your name with the linens so that I can send that off to you. Okay. You know what? I'm going to keep it right in the bowl for now. We'll just leave the bowl right here. And then this week, I showed you this before. This is a shepherd's bush that I had received as a customer appreciation piece. I don't know. It's not marked up in any way, shape, or form. Edges are a little tiny bent, but that's okay. I'm just going to have you say the word lamb, L-A-M-B, because that's the name of the pattern. And you'll notice it doesn't come with buttons and so on and so forth. But if you look up close, they have different areas where they recommend you could put some cute little buttons. It does call for a rainbow gallery and lots of different fun stuff, although they do give DMC alternatives for everything. So if you say the word lamb, I will put your name in for the giveaway. And next video, I will pick a name and I'll pick a winner. I don't remember always, but giveaway rules, please be 18 or older so that I can legally get your address. I wonder if that works for digitals, because I wonder if email address is the same. Well, we're going to use it as a rule. Please be 18 or older, because this isn't a digital giveaway anyway this week, so it doesn't matter. Please don't say giveaway or free. I do think I might have the word giveaway as a forbidden word. So if you were to say that, I think your comment wouldn't come through. I think it would get put in another timeout area. And I would love it if you'd be a subscriber. I don't go and check. I don't require you to be public. I'm just taking you on your word that you're a subscriber, and I'd appreciate it. I am slowly working my way towards 3,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. And I'll have to start thinking about what I want to do for a giveaway when I hit 3,000. It's a ways off yet. It'll probably take me 6 months to get there easily. So I got plenty of time to think about it. So those are the general rules, so on and so forth with that. Okay, so that's the stitching part. If you are here, first off, thank you so much for taking time. If you are in the US on a holiday weekend, anywhere else in the world, thank you so much for watching me. And maybe it's a bank holiday weekend for all we know. I don't know. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And if you don't want to hear about life, I'll see you next week. Okay, so life stuff. We'll keep it super brief. So last week I did have my procedure on Friday. We're just waiting for the final results, but the procedure itself went well. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of being sedated or put to sleep like that. It was odd. You know, I'm getting ready to go in. They had the IV in, and he's like, okay, I'm going to give you the stuff. He gave me whatever, and then they were going to wheel me away. And I honestly don't remember a thing after he put the stuff in there. And I find that a little disconcerting that I went from being awake to just asleep. I don't remember the actual moving me. So I'm not sure I'm a fan of that feeling. I don't think I like that. I was lucky though, in the sense of I did not have nausea waking up. I was a little groggy at the very beginning, but the grogginess went away pretty quickly. And ironically, when they talked about, okay, with the procedure, there'll be a few things you might experience afterwards. Honestly, for the procedure itself, I didn't, there were no issues there. My biggest issue that I have been battling since Friday is the sore throat from the anesthesia. So I guess they give me the stuff in the IV to put me to sleep, and then to keep me asleep, they put the tube against your throat, inside, and, the gas goes in that way. And they did tell me that for a few days it might be sore. I wasn't expecting as much soreness as I had. I'm feeling better today. It's a little bit, which I'm not sure if I sound raspy. It was funny because it almost felt like it messed up with my sinuses as well, because everything, when I got, by the time Friday afternoon, well, my throat was sore right away, and then it moved all the way to the ears, and it just, anyway, so this area has been a struggle for a few days. I generally do not like to take things like ibuprofen, but I have been, just to kind of take away some of the edge of it, and drinking lots of, it's only 80 some odd degrees, and I'm drinking the warm liquids to kind of make the throat feel better. So after I'm done with this video, I'll drink some lemon tea with honey or something or other, or agave, I guess. One of those. But I'm back to my herbal teas, so I'm super excited with that, because since they had told you not to do vitamins for 2 weeks, I said herbal teas, maybe that's along the same thing as herbal supplements. So I gave up my tea for 2 full weeks, which was quite a struggle, I have to tell you. I missed it desperately. I drink water, and then I drink green tea, white tea, red tea, herbal tea, you name it. I drink all the teas. And that's it. So for 2 weeks, it was just plain old water. I was really bored with my water. I wanted my tea. Plus, I love all the different flavors and the this and the that, and it kind of jazzes it up a bit. So I am back to tea. I don't care how warm it is out. So anyway, thank you all for your well wishes. Like I said, the initial procedure went well, and then we're just waiting for results. So once we know those, hopefully everything is well, and we can just move on from there. So that's that. Other than that, we We went shopping for flowers this morning, just as the garden center opened at 9 a.m. Mo and I headed out there. Well, we got there for when it opened. When the builders built the community and they built the homes, we just got basic, you know, the front of the house has different little beds, and we got basic landscaping type of thing. And I'm not a huge fan of most of what they planted, and I've pulled some of it out already, and we're slowly rotating over. I'm not the world's best when it comes to plants, and our soil is kind of funny. It's kind of clay-like and sandy and stuff here, being at the beach, and kind of wet-ish. So I'm not always 100% sure what's going to take. So it's been trial and error. We put a few things in last year, see what takes, and then we're going to do some more. So we bought it, but it's really warm right now, so we'll wait till probably early evening, and then we'll figure out where things go. And then we do have one long window box, so we bought some stuff for the window box too. So add some color, because right now it's just, there's nothing in the window box, so it looks kind of plain. So that's our exciting weekend plan today. And then I'm not sure tomorrow. I don't know. Again, it's supposed to be another beautiful day. Before the middle of the day, maybe early on, we might do something later on. Usually in the mid part of the day, I try not to be outside just because it's just not really good for my skin. Mo either. He's got the same sort of, yeah, the skin's gonna burn, and you know, I like to have the skin doctor not yell at me when I go for my yearly visit. And when you can tell if I'm not sunscreening, because then I start to get kind of the spots and stuff, the sun spots, and then she starts to yell at me. So I try to be good. But anyway, so we'll see. We're gonna play it by ear, figure out what we're doing. I think Connor actually has tomorrow off, because he's just started this past week and he worked a whole stretch of days. He likes it. You know, it's retail, but he likes the store. He likes the discount in order to buy stuff. So that's all you can ask for a summer job in college, right? So that's about it. I guess that's probably it. I think I might try to get some stitching done, and I have some ideas of things I want to stitch and so on and so forth. But I hope you are having a fabulous weekend, whether it is a holiday weekend or not. I hope you are getting lots of stitching in. If the weather's nice, maybe getting a chance to get out and about. We did go last night to, there was down by the clubhouse, they had brought in a duet, had come in and had like a mini concert. It was a beautiful night. It was like 5:30. They had a food truck, but you know, I generally can't eat most things in the food trucks, so we didn't do the food part, but voices were beautiful. I really enjoyed it. We stayed for the first half, came home, you know, and did some dinner type of thing, and it was a lot of fun, really a lot of fun. So the weekend started off kind of, you know, rainy and stormy and yucky on Friday, which I guess that was a good day to do my procedure. But it's slowly gotten nicer and nicer, and today and tomorrow are supposed to be beautiful. So, all right, enough rambling. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I hope everything is going good with your stitching, good with everything else. I plan on doing some stitching and getting some warm liquids on my throat, and hopefully that starts to feel a little bit better quicker. For all my medical people, it shouldn't last much longer, right? I mean, at this point, I should be over it, right? But anyway, that's about it. Lots of family fun, stitching, friendship, whatever it happens to be over the next several days before I see you again. I hope it's all good. Until next time, happy stitching.